Hello, Water Walkers, and welcome to See You Saturday. If you have happened upon this video, we hope that you will check out our blog post at waterwalkers29.com. So, this week, Julie has been talking about active worship. She's been stepping on my toes. As usual, we usually need to hear what the other one has written. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to touch base on what you talked about on Friday, and you encouraged us. It's kind of like a little challenge for us to pick 5 worship songs that kind of speak to us, and music really does speak to me, that we could use as a form of worship, and to take it a little step further, to use those songs and worship as we walk or run. I will be walking, I will not be running. But it's just being intentional about being in that moment and focusing on God as you are moving. And I really like that encouragement, and I plan to try that.
Yes, so, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I have always, since I've been running, have made playlists to go with a run that I'm going to do, and it just kind of helps keep me motivated. It helps me training. I thought it was perfect timing this week. I was introduced to an older song by Maverick City, and it's called To You, and he's basically talking about running to God, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's the perfect running song.
That is the perfect running song.
So I thought that was a huge God wink. I did get my walking pad in just before we had that snowstorm.
That was perfect timing.
Which was a blessing. And I got it so it could slide under my couch. And my husband's like, well, why not just leave it all the time? And then if we have someone come over, then you can put it under the couch. Because he's been using it too.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
And so, but it's right in front of the TV. So that kind of takes away from the active worship part.
Oh, true.
So, usually, he's got the news or something on. So I did put my earbuds in still a couple times while I was walking, so that way I could just intentionally listen to what I wanted to listen to. And sometimes it's a podcast, it doesn't have to be necessarily worship songs, anything that gets you in God's Word and worship and
keep you focused.
Keep us focused. And speaking of God's Word, Deborah Ray and I have had a huge accomplishment this week.
I'm very proud of us.
Yes, we have finished day 31, so we have finished January. We're moving on to February, and we've been in Genesis and Exodus and Job, and it's been a wonderful experience.
I have to say, I am really like on the edge of my seat to see what we're going to read next. I mean, I've read the Bible before. I have read through the Bible in a year before. But I think before, when I was reading, it was more like, let me just get through this.
Yeah.
And, this is smaller chunks and more intentional reading. And so I really am enjoying my morning worship time and reading.
And I just have to say, sometimes when I think my life is chaotic and full of drama or full of chaos, just read the Old Testament.
It is like a soap opera. I mean, it has me blushing sometimes. I'm like, oh my goodness.
So it'll actually make you feel good to read the Old Testament.
Yes, and if you don't believe us, go read it and find out.
Yes, for sure. So looking forward to next week with Deborah sharing. So make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all our channels at WaterWalkers29. So now let's go
Walk on water.